Hello, everybody. Look at all these wonderful people on the screen. This is Harper. I am the community manager here at Double Fine Studios. We are joined by a variety of super cool people. Today, we're going to be looking at a speed run by the world record holder, Edgar. He is the world record holder for Psychonauts 2. That's him right there in the center. The current world record, a time without loads of 1 hour, 26 minutes.
What?
54 seconds.
I
know.
That's impossible.
If it makes you feel better with loads, it's 1 hour, 32 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yeah.
For a minute, if everybody could, starting with Jeff, could you introduce yourself? We'll let everybody introduce themselves and then we'll get started.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Solis. I'm the lead artist on Psychonauts 2 and a principal artist at Double Fine Productions.
And then we'll move on to Key.
Hello, my name is Kichi, and I was the lead programmer on Psychonauts 2.
You're gonna be so mad.
I'm gonna be so sad
at all the things. And
because it's guaranteed bug free.
Oh,
how about Julie? Who is that? I see Julie.
I am Julie Gregg. I'm a gameplay programmer on Psychonauts 2.
And that leaves us with one person left.
Oh, is it me?
Okay.
Or Edgar?
No, it's actually Seth. It's Seth. Oh no, Seth. Seth.
Oh,
you
no,
can-
yeah,
All of us. It's everyone.
So there's a whole bunch of people left.
Yeah, I'm Seth Marinello. I was the lead designer on Psychonauts 2.
And okay, there is actually one more person left. It's Tim Schafer.
This is me. Hi, I'm Tim Schafer. I'm the studio head at Double Fine, and I wrote a bunch of this dialogue and
Yes.
6 hours of cutscenes that you'll not see any of today.
And Edgar, you've done us the very good pleasure of doing a speed run that we are going to watch. You will explain some stuff to us. Do you remember how long this one is that you managed to snag for us?
Without load times, I did this without having a timer on because I wanted to just show off the run. I think this is about an hour and 34 minutes.
An hour and 34 minutes.
Ooh.
I still haven't finished my PlayStation playthrough of the game, and I started that like a month ago. So you've beaten me many times over. But I think we should just start. Can we get that started, and all the programmers and designers can cry and I can laugh, and Edgar, you can tell us all about how you managed to accomplish this amazing thing, because speedrunners are absolutely amazing. As a reminder too, this is for Extra Life. We're doing this for Extra Life. That's super great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Video. This is I'm summoning it into existence. Oh, I see the video popping up right now.
All right.
All right. It should get started at any moment. Oh, exciting.
This time right now doesn't count towards the speed run.
No.
No,
Well, the speed
count
run's
against
done.
Edgar.
There it is. It started.
always starts on a new game, fresh file, nothing manipulated at all. So that's great.
Hasn't skipped the cutscene yet. You still got him. He's still enjoying
Nothing
it.
being skipped.
Oh, there we
There
go.
There
we
it
go.
is.
We're skipping
Ah,
it.
look, we put the slow run right at the start to bug Edgar.
Yeah. How do you feel about times where you're stuck walking in a game like this?
Especially at the start of the game, I'm okay with it. But you know, I'd like to find a way to move faster. I also love when I turn my camera there, you can see like a T posing Lobato. I don't know if anyone
look,
caught
that. We call that key
You,
pose. We call that key
you're already
posing here.
killing him.
Oh yeah.
He was
Those are
asserting
tricky.
his dominance over those cubicles. That's what was happening.
Those
Okay,
are two separate
What?
sequences back to back, and you do not know how much he cried over keeping that bag in Lobato's hands.
Wait, why did you exit the game right there? Or are you just checking the time?
Exiting the game there kind of progresses the dialogue to where when I come back into the game, I'll just have my punches ready so I can break
Oh, it
those boxes
skips a
earlier.
bunch of dialogue?
Just like 4 lines. It was just the basic braining line.
Why are you on the pots and the couches?
Are you triggering the fast run there? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my god.
there's also a thing with those potted plants actually, where there's like something
What
that
is
launches
happening?
them
What is happening?
from Raz landing on those plants. can like boost you forward. I didn't get them on this run, but
I don't
it's
think I've
something I
ever
look out
seen
for.
Lobato go in that door.
I've never seen Lobato go in that door. I didn't know he did that.
I mean, I know that you could see it from a distance, but
How did you go up high? How did you go up the vertical wall fast?
I don't know what exactly does that, because on the last wall that we climb up there, I guess there's a poster that's like solid, so we can just kind of like ground pound into it, and it just like gives a little boost enough to get to the ledge. But most of the tricks now are going to be used after these fight sequences. I actually do enjoy that this game is based off the combat, being like more script based like combat. I remember in the first game it's kind of skipped through. You never get to see a lot of the sensors. But
Oh, you mean you can just run past them, or?
yeah. But here
Does any percent does it end up using the narrative combat option or anything like that?
any percent does not use the assist features. We have a separate category, which is any percent.
What did you just do in the air? Did you tumble in the air and dash forward?
Yeah. So
God.
what I did there is what we call a psyhop. And so during the Psyblast animation, Raz does like a little like he just stands still for a bit. So using that animation and tumbling kind of lets you carry momentum. And if you jump out of that tumble, you get like all that momentum in the air. So you're going to see it a lot in this room. So just kind of thrusting forward. He's stuck in that animation, but you're tumbling with it. It's really picky. It's really
What's it
picky
like as far as the
when getting
actual
onto
buttons you're
ledges.
pressing? Just you're triggering a side blast, then tumbling forward, or?
So it's side blast, tumble, and then jump. So almost like almost together sequentially, but
I'm gonna try it. And I'm never gonna get it.
it's a really big window. You can spend like a few minutes just like messing with the buttons, and you can jump as late as you want, and you'll still get like a little boost.
You know, Rez
But,
just builds up a lot of mental energy while he's side blasting.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got to
yeah.
find a way to release
What's
it.
happening right
no!
now?
Oh boy.
That's our
No.
nod to psyops. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say that.
Any game we talk. What the hell is going on?
Oh, because then you get moved.
yeah.
Oh goodness.
Oh no!
So good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Every single trick we use in the game is used in this level.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
it's gorgeous.
Why are you tumbling it? What is that? What's happening? What's happening now?
Yeah, they tend to do that. So that trick was actually found about a month ago now. So the last time, or I guess the week before the last patch that came out on Steam, we found this trick, which we call prop flying. And what's actually going on with Raz is that when you use telekinesis, it always locks to the right side of Raz. So like normally that object is going to fly to the right of him, like with that camera. And with the charge of Psyblast, we're kind of stopped by objects from like trying to fall off like the ledges of it or anything. And so utilizing just moving while charging Psyblast and just pressing telekinesis, you're just allowed to fly as high as you want. But there's things that like kind of stop it, which are the invisible walls. So we're limited by those. There's a lot of prop flying in the run now, thanks to that.
We need to build more massively tall invisible walls around everything in
Yeah.
future games.
We definitely were a little conservative with those until the very end of Psychonauts 2. It's crazy that you could do it because we actually had a time when you could fly on TK'd objects, and there was a checkbox on them called Magic Carpet Ride.
Yeah.
That's great.
But we thought we took it out. It's like QA never produced this.
I mean, that was ever since TK was implemented. There's always a point in the game where the player can skate around on TK'd objects. In any game that has telekinesis, like you can, like the Breath of the Wild, you could do it on minecarts and stuff. But and then eventually it was patched. But we shipped it. What?
Oh, you're blasting some of them
wow.
in there.
Yeah. So this part is scripted to be 12 mailboxes. Doesn't matter where you put them. So just shooting them in there and TK throwing, it just kind of speeds up that process.
Wow.
Now, Edgar, so like speedruns are kind of like, it sounds like to me like group efforts. Like you found some things, but it seems like a whole community of people contributes these glitches, right?
Yes, it's all a community effort. There's a lot of people who are routers in the game. They specifically find these skips with what resources we have.
Let me know if
knowing
we
which
need
tricks
to
we do.
credit anybody for these amazing finds.
Yeah, prop flying actually is found by a runner called Time Walk. He recently got into like glitch hunting into the game and is currently routing a 100% run, collecting all these nuggets of wisdoms, all the figments, like everything in each level. So it's a really exciting thing to watch, seeing all that develop.
And this is being done on PC, right? This one?
Yes, this is on the PC version.
Do you
on
adjust
Steam.
any of your graphic settings or anything like that in order to speed up performance?
The funny thing is my PC is very like low end, so I have to play on the lowest settings.
Well, there you go.
I don't think it really speeds up anything else, but I do play on higher frame rates.
This is like a speedrunner's nightmare right here. It's like
Yeah,
an
this
unskippable cutscene.
unskippable platforming, where it's all dialogue.
This is why we're nominated for best narrative, not best
Speedrun?
speedrun. Well, this probably is the best.
I don't know.
speedrun.
Prop flying gets us into a
It's pretty
speedrunning
good.
category. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speedrun awards are coming up.
That speedrunning thing you did with the water bottle in Lobato was not just a glitch exploit. It was like a little work of art. Like it seemed like a little bit of gymnastic ballet going on. It was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, a lot of the props will do that. There's things that are almost stopping us from using prop flying with like certain props because they will eventually freak out like that. With prop flying, eventually they'll hit res. But this doesn't skip anything. That was just a little fun thing with momentum.
That was just a little fun thing with momentum.
Yeah. just squeeze res and pop them over to the other side. And another unskippable cutscene. So there's a runner that pointed out during what we did earlier was GDQ hotfix, which is showing off the run itself to that crowd. And they said that this was unskippable because it's changing the world around you or around Raz. I don't know if that was actually the intention.
It is. This one is unskippable because it contains like very important information for the next thing and shows you like how the puzzle's set up. So it was more for like if you accidentally skipped it,
You wouldn't know what to do.
You wouldn't know what to do, and if you quit, your game would have already saved.
Right.
So it was for in
All of
favor
us were
of players
terrified
might
that
get
players would get
confused.
stuck here because players got stuck here in playtest.
They
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
It is actually all in the same space. It just transforms.
So yeah, so what we do in the run is we collect we collect 3 nuggets of wisdom here because we're going to be getting a power up or one of the upgrades for Lev Ball.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That was an entire level.
Don't worry, that part of the game wasn't hard or worked on very much.
Mm.
Ah.
Ancient foresight? Oh, I don't like this one bit.
Yeah, there's the bouncy ball upgrade that is used for one of the movement techs, which we call surfing. I'll use it a little bit in
Oh, I wish Devin were
towards the
here.
end of this.
He'd really enjoy this.
But we got some more combat. You know, this is
Yeah, there's not much
progress.
you can do with combat, right? It doesn't seem like you're just killing everybody.
Yeah, so most of these enemies have like the weaknesses with each other, like this bad idea throwing, and I think it does like increase damage to the huge sensors, like sometimes.
The
I
bad
don't
idea
know.
bomb.
Yeah, I just
So you
like
just have to be good at combat, is what you have to do
Mhm.
to speedrun.
to be
Yeah,
fast.
just be good.
Get good.
And again, unskippable platforming, so just fooling around. It is, from the amount of times that I've ran this game, I think I've memorized most of these lines now, but
Okay,
still not that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just scramble together.
I would probably bet that applies to many of the people who've worked on this game as well.
Mm.
It's all a big swirl.
Yeah, I'm playing around with
Yeah.
roll canceling. So I did this earlier in the run, where when we tumble and punch during that tumble animation, it kind of refreshes that animation so you can tumble again, like kind of doing it over and over. We've only used it in like the beginning of the run because we don't have our side blast or levitation powers that early. But it's only on those small spaces where you don't get to use your abilities. And this is another speed tech we do, which is called speed balling.
Mm.
Holding this the side blast charge allows you to kind of ride these objects like twice as fast. So just holding it down, it doesn't allow you to jump or anything. It just
On
allows you to
anything,
go
like the bowling
faster.
balls too.
Yes, the bowling balls as well,
good.
and
Oh,
and
good.
the follicles egg as well,
Oh my.
or not follicles, fatherlands.
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 Oh boy.
And there, we're getting pouncy ball.
Is there any decision making that goes into determining like route wise, like which ward you go into first, or is it basically thought that it's equal time going from
The
whichever
Medians?
one you like to whichever one you like?
I feel like it's more of a preference thing.
Yeah.
I haven't timed the difference of routes itself because it's the same amount of cutscenes at the end of
Right.
each ward, and each has their own different sets of tricks. So this one, I'm gonna grab this. This is a little after found as so
Oh,
crazy.
I was trying to figure out where that was leading.
So that looks like that requires a certain amount of skill. Like just stay on top of it. Are you running to stay on top of that?
So we're holding way and you're moving.
Did we lose Edgar?
We might have.
He looks happy, so that's how we'll remember him. Come back, Edgar.
These are the risks.
It
Now
is
that
sort of
Edgar's
like a
gone, what do you all think of
beautiful
Edgar?
chaos, though.
Pretty good. I think
There
he's
he
pretty
is.
good.
Edgar, you're back. You're muted though.
Hello. Okay, my
Oh,
internet
welcome back.
has
There
been
you
having
are.
problems. I'm sorry.
So is it hard to stay on top of that cooler? Do you have to run the whole time to stay on top of it?
You have to be constantly moving, as well as charging side blast. Because the moment you stop moving, it'll just lock that object to the right side of Raz.
Oh, I hope someone's screen capping Key's face because he's been going through the.
I was just thinking about that.
We got to add it to the archive of various key
Key, yeah.
expressions.
Yes.
A lot of expressions. The
Any
key art.
cheats for for this game? Or you just running
What?
it? Any
I'll
cheats
just
for
run it.
Cardiac racing.
This is just running it. Since
The
you're
cheat is that Raz
basically
is
the
playing.
fastest.
Cardiac racing is bulletproof.
Yeah, the real cheat is that we're not having the real heart race when it's just
Yeah.
Raz.
Oh wait, are you gonna be able to finish it? How'd you do that?
Those slides build up a lot of momentum, and jumping out of them just kind of keeps that momentum.
Oh boy. Oh
But-
boy.
What?
Yep.
We don't
Okay.
use a lot of
Sting.
TK here.
What?
Are you
Just
shooting it
gonna-
from the back?
Just gonna hit it herself.
Yeah, she'll fire
yeah,
it at
she
Raz
aims
and
at
then
you.
we'll target
Oh.
instead. Yeah.
We had
That's a
that
good one.
bug. We
That's
didn't
nice.
close it.
Why are you hitting yourself, Bug?
Yeah.
Wow.
Key, just
Yeah.
give into it. Now everything is a feature. We did it all on purpose.
I mean, some of these, I wonder, you did all this before the last patch, right?
The last patch, yes.
So I wonder how many of these are not available anymore.
How do you end up discovering something like this? Like taking advantage of like an AI behavior or something like that.
I think there's people in the community that were just curious. Like, what if we just hid behind her?
Yeah, I don't think I mean, we didn't intentionally patch anything like that. That like is a valid strategy if it
Yeah.
like it's not breaking the game, which has generally like, been our approach to things. You know, like if she shoots herself in the arm, fair enough.
It just happens.
Yeah, get smarter, Octopus.
And when the target is set at res, you just gotta put the lines together.
And don't tell me which, but is it going to happen in the speed run that entire levels don't happen, Edgar?
Um,
Do you visit every mind or do you skip some levels?
every mind is played. There are no skips because all of these all the minds are set with the journal, and so we can't skip any of them. So
The
they
quest
just
system.
like
Can't beat the quest system.
yeah.
Yeah, the quest system would make the game unplayable if you skipped a level completely.
We've tried with Strike City, especially.
Yeah.
But there's no thought in speedrunner communities that like, is there ever a thing where you can skip too much of a game and they'd be like, that's not really a speed run. You just went from the title screen to the last boss, and or that it's anything goes. Anything goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of speedrunners that
Oh my god.
believe that. I'd like to also
Oh
like, be
my
one of
God.
those.
This
Like, I don't-
meticulously crafted sequence.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh
okay.
my god. So wait, you're on the bubble and you're side blasting?
This one is not a prop fly. This is just just surfing through.
So the cutscene saves you from just dying or just falling. Well, I don't know because we have
The
fall
the
damage.
cutscene progresses the rest of the
Wait,
level.
how do you surf?
So, holding Pouncy Ball in the air, but not actually landing with it. So we cancel Pouncy Ball before we land, so we can carry that momentum across. So it just like revs up speed like over and over
Wait,
until
you
you're
squish
at max
down
speed.
Pouncy Ball like you're
Wow.
charging it up. Brrr.
In the air.
Wait, is Pouncy Ball the where we get up high? That's when you
Yes.
squish it down, then you
Yeah.
go up high.
It's charge
Yes.
jump.
Yeah. So
But
how
I
do you
guess
charge
it's
it in the air?
activating it in the air.
You're
Okay.
just holding the button in the air, and then
Alright.
before you land, you let go,
Hmm.
and then you jump again in Pouncy Ball charge, and it'll just keep building up speed until you're at the max like Lev Ball speed.
Edgar, is it possible to have bad luck on the Luctopus boss fight in terms of whether or not they'll give you bombs sooner, like or later?
There is actually for the last
For that last phase, yeah.
the last phase. There's times where her animation like lasts longer. I don't know what actually causes that. If it has to do with the speed of skipping the cutscenes, so it just like makes her phases last longer, maybe.
Interesting.
But there is times in the runs where you can get that last tentacle, just by her spitting out the bomb. But I just wasn't lucky enough on this run as well. So yeah, we go into every mind. I'm upgrading bonfire so I can light up 2 of these at once.
Huh.
Yeah, because when I heard your time, I was like, they must skip entire like blocks of three mines. You know what I mean? There's no way we're gonna hit every mind. But now
Yeah, every mind is played, but a majority of them are entirely broken and skipped.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
And that's also thanks to prop flying.
whose
That was
mind
our
isn't a
intention.
little bit broken?
What was really exciting about the carrying the cooler earlier was you actually took that cooler through a portal into an environment that normally wouldn't have a cooler in it, which is fascinating.
There were coolers in there.
Yeah,
There's coolers
but
in
not
that
at the
back
very
area.
beginning.
Not the very beginning, no.
Yeah.
Okay, speed up this canoe, Edgar.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, we can't get any faster.
Side
This is
blast
the
this
only
canoe.
boat.
Yeah, I was
This is the
totally
only
expecting
boat
the
that
boats
actually
to
doesn't
just
go
start
faster.
flying.
But there's gonna be some flying. I have a feeling there's gonna be some flying bowling balls or something terrible in here.
Just that quiet.
Just, just
Foreboding.
possibly. But we play most of the forward mines in a specific order. When we first started running this, we started with
But can I ask who you mean by
Psychic.
we specifically? Like is it
just
specifically
the- just
board
the-
or
it was like a community thing where everyone just kind of ran with going into psyching first. I remember.
But who's the we that you're talking about? When you say we.
Just us runners.
Yeah, but is there like a special place
oh.
where you all live and gather and meet and talk? Is there a name for you to that community? Or is it just
In the
everywhere?
speedrun Discord.
Okay.
We have a Discord with all our runners where we find all our strategies and all these skips. And in the in that community, we share a lot of things where all these potential skips or route changes could happen. And yeah, we spent a lot of time kind of thinking of where to really go in terms of what's faster.
Oh.
But keep in mind, I'm holding this for a reason.
No.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Is that gonna be there?
Gonna talk to.
Hey, Terrell.
You shoot her?
I
How
wanna
much
get
time
her
did you save
some-
by shooting Terrell?
Oh, no time. It's just.
It's just
a
a
fun-
reward.
I need a senior. Please let me borrow. Okay.
Shot a rat earlier when you were moving too. Just like get out of my way.
I did not
I
know
got a
that you
side
could just
blast.
jump down there. That just
I
blew
have
my
done
mind.
that. I'm basically a speedrunner.
I don't know if did I mess this up. I feel like I didn't.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
That
goodness.
is
this
fun.
goes a little crazy.
Wow.
Feels like you're gonna get some momentum, get whipped super fast.
Wow.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't go up and get that scavenger hunt item.
Yeah, we
It's
don't.
true
We
that-
don't. Go ahead.
Oh, as I say, early on, Tim was probably the person to get through the game the fastest early. And I think Julie was one of the first people to get through the game with almost no upgrades.
Yeah, that was a little painful.
Yeah. You finished at like rank like 12 or something?
I think it was 13. I think someone else got 12 eventually.
Yeah.
But
I think that's pretty much close to the minimum possible.
Yeah, like just the quests give you level up, so you have to get those.
This part of the- I'm getting a strong
This is like
psychic sense that
mostly
this
the only areas we would use surfing here, where you can see I'm charging the bouncy ball in the air
Mhm.
because we're just kind of covering ground as fast as we can.
back to Compton so we can find his friend. Go
Because
to
this is the fastest way to travel across like just like a long kind of hallway or just
You
open
were-
areas in general.
You were moving around, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we make you see your family. I was like, is he not going to see his family? That's so mean.
Why are you sitting still?
I'm lining up my
What?
shot to shoot the tent to get this side quest to get the
fact
dive.
To get the
wait,
dive.
But why did you shoot it from so far away through the sign just to show off, or is that safe? Does that
So
save
we
all the
can
time?
take the fast travel to back to here.
Mm.
So
Oh.
shooting that and taking the fast travel at the same time skips watching and skipping that cutscene skips like going into the fast travel and just takes us back into here.
Oh my gosh, you are beating him up so badly.
And this
What's the
mine completely
What's the fast way
unskippable.
to kill a judge you just did?
So we used or I used pyrokinesis and just kind of whamming him with hits. I just punch him and side blast him, and it just kind of gets rid of his health as fast as possibly can.
Technical term, whamming him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whamming him,
Yeah.
whamming at him.
Oh, you missed a bag tag.
Yeah, I don't collect a lot in this level. Just enough to kind of pass the time. Okay, so the community has found something that could actually help the run a little bit more. But you blocked off all these rooms. They're all in their little squares. And we found that there's a complete level switch in the out of bounds area.
Oh no.
But it's hidden outside in between each of these rooms, but
Have you gotten
covered
into it?
with
Are we gonna see this?
It's covered with death barriers, so we can't get to it like legitimately, but we know it exists. Was this on purpose?
I think
Everything is on purpose.
it's probably the little fake set that Compton cooks in during the boss fight. That would be my guess. That's what they're
Why is
saying.
there a complete level switch in it?
Because it's
I
in
think
a
it's
different
just-
level. It's in the boss fight level.
Yeah, I think it was just a thing that's like a lot of the levels had a complete level switch very early on for just skipping things like when we didn't have boss fights.
Love it.
That's good.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we love using Wrecking Ball against the judges here.
I'm glad to see some Wrecking Ball love. I feel like it's
Wow.
underutilized.
Do you chuck an egg from the ground floor into the pot?
I appreciate
Hey.
that because that's what we intended from the beginning.
That's just raw. That's just raw skill. There's no tricks there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just some supreme basketball.
Yeah, I think that like definitely there's like things you're doing that are exploits, but there's also just a lot of being very good at the game.
Yeah.
Like that. Look at that.
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, so-
He's okay, I guess.
Yeah. There's a jump there what we call a lev hop. So there's a theme with this game where we just use hop in the speedrun terms. And so there's actually a frame perfect jump that we do using tumble
Okay.
and then pressing lev ball and jump at the same time. And that basically gives us full momentum of a jump that we can cross really large gaps with. I use it a little bit. Oh, I fell.
You
I
almost
use it a
got a
little bit
figment.
in the-
You almost got that figment.
and a little bit in the
You-
run.
Intentionally try to gain a rank from getting 100 figments throughout the game, or is that just something that just kind of happens?
It's something that happens. I just collect figments in here mostly because there's like they're all bundled together. We can collect as many as we can while we wait for these ingredients to finish. So it's just a pastime.
Got it.
But most of these figments are used to rank up a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So to just for the kids who are training for the national championships, let's go over the named moves that you talked about. Surfing, right? That's the bouncy ball. What was the one you just told us about?
Lev hopping,
Lev hopping. And then what's the side blast one? Side
side hop.
Sci hopping, different than live hopping.
Yes.
That's what the kids should be practicing if they ever want to get into the. Oh my god.
Well, we here at Double Fine can't condone kids doing,
Speed running.
Dangerous love hopping. or anything
With a
like
coach.
that,
You
but,
should have. Please
know,
have a coach
you
nearby.
should definitely have supervision, at least.
I actually threw the egg a lot earlier so it can cook while I get the pig, but it stops when I travel a distance away from it. But there are times where it'll fully cook by the time we would get this pig, so it's cooking again. I have to finish it. Also noticed that in the last patch it changed the models of the egg when it's like before it's cooked as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that
There was a bug. There was a bug.
Yeah, there was a bug with the egg.
It was a
It was looking cooked before it was cooked.
perhaps
if I
a
remember
temp,
correctly.
a temp model that snuck its way into the game.
Yeah, there are a lot of ingredients and
Yeah, a lot of it is states for these ingredients, and
yeah. One of them might have still been the original temp version.
I think I hear some emotional baggage.
No, it's
Oh,
that almost messed up your whole speed run.
Oh, I was so scared for you for a second.
there were times where when I throw an ingredient too early, it gets stuck on the walls, and one time it never got unstuck, so I had to cook another one all over again.
Heads up to
And-
anybody who does not like vomit. This fight
Yes.
has a lot of vomit.
Lots
And
of
yeah, and if there's anyone out there who loves vomit, you're welcome.
Then this is a feast for you.
It's a beautiful action-packed vomit fest.
And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna skip these attacks by just falling off.
Whoa!
I love it.
Interesting.
That's great.
Wow.
So the price we pay to play this boss as fast as possible is our health.
Hey, you lose a little health, but you don't have to watch the whole attack.
Wow.
Mhm.
But you got the little green healing bits, so
Yeah,
You just like did a 360.
yeah. There's a bug there where an ingredient can get stuck under the stadium, so we have to kind of drag it across to get to the edge.
Interesting.
So it's a scary sight to see when
this must be one of the moments that's a
Good
little
run.
variable, right? Because it depends on whether you get the ingredient.
Yeah. So what my theory was with this boss is that like the first two phases are like scripted areas where like each ingredient is at. So I kind of go the same pattern every run. Like an onion's gonna spawn on the left side and the egg is gonna spawn on like the bottom left. Like they usually spawn there for most of the runs. But what we know is that the last phase is completely like RNG almost.
The range
Right.
of things that can spawn increases.
Do you really want to know what's going on there?
I would love to know actually.
So in the first two phases, we actually spawn more of the correct ingredient, so you're more likely to grab the right one.
Right.
And then in the last phase, there's only one. So that's why it seems so much more random, because it actually is.
It is. Yeah, there's lots of times where runners reset here because the last phase doesn't give them like the ingredient on the first grab.
Oh, they don't get the
they
good
would- they
pig,
would-
the pig luck that they wanted or anything.
Yeah, they didn't get the strawberry. It's always the last phase getting either the watermelon or the strawberry, where either of them don't get spawned on these bunches.
Have you
So
have you accidentally, when you're throwing away the wrong ingredient, it got sucked in
It's
and
the-
then that messes you up?
yeah, that's happened quite a lot. There's times where I throw it at one of the judges and it just kind of bounces back It goes into the vacuum.
Yeah.
Well, now you learned a lesson.
Hmm.
Yeah, the judge is
Respect
gonna eat the
authority.
thing he just puked up. You know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, Compton.
Yeah, this is the major reset point of the entire run. I would
That's
say.
really interesting.
And keep in mind, this is only 40 minutes into the run.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
literally
So-
the halfway point.
So when you say reset point, does that mean like if it doesn't come out right, you start all the way from the beginning, or you
Yes.
quit? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It
they
would-
would
it
start
would-
a new run.
Start a new one all over.
Oh boy. That's
So that like runs have to be
Um,
continuous for to be official.
Yes, it has to be one
Those save
one
games.
sitting. Yeah, one sitting and on a fresh file.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just getting lucky. The very last phase.
It's pretty good. That's such a funny way to dodge.
Just love skipping these attacks.
God, the music goes in so hard here.
I love it.
I got all the ingredients that we needed. Now we're just gonna wrecking ball. We'll try to.
every time I love it. I just-
Seth,
boy.
it's the small things in life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just knocking that whole judge off with a wrecking ball. Get out of here.
It's comp.
Oh, that's great. That was wonderful.
One day we'll find a way to get that switch to complete the level. We'll find a way.
So, I mean, when I was asking about where all this discussion lives, if people wanted to find out about and watch you all in action, they just go to Discord, just speedrunning in general, or is there a
There is a Psychonauts specific speedrun Discord
Discord.
where
Would-
they share 1 and 2 together.
it
Are all
sounds
those
really
resources like on speedrun.com and stuff?
Yes.
it sounds like a really would you say like it sounds like a really friendly community in that everyone's sharing and stuff. Like it seems like
Yes.
everyone's pretty collaborative and
We're all very open.
like competitive, but also not like hiding secrets. Do you think anyone
No.
hides secret exploits from each other?
No, I would like to think that they don't.
I mean, it's all visible on the
it's,
screen, I guess.
Yeah. And if they don't share it, they'll always have their runs. People will catch on.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of runners that would definitely help anyone who's new as
Yeah,
well.
it's nice.
I think Secrets is like some real 1990s Street Fighter energy of like I'm bringing that to nationals.
How to do a fatality in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
This level has gone through a lot of skips, and thanks to Prop Flying getting this cash register.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh wow.
I'm
This-
just gonna.
This level is doesn't have quite as many like cutscenes and stuff, and is generally set up to allow skipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
for those times that you are grabbing
What?
the objects to move faster, are certain objects harder to use than others?
Yes, there are certain
What the
objects that that don't allow you
Your key
to.
fell off the screen.
Oh my
that don't
God.
allow you to.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
stay on.
What was
Yeah.
that? Was that a lev hop? What was that move on the light?
Yes, that was a lev hop. It goes
Nice.
over the invisible wall and
Yep.
goes right onto the ladder.
Played that
Wow.
level so many times.
How
That just
long-
makes
Playing
me
it wrong,
sad.
Joey. You just
How
found
long
out
was
Apparently.
that
playing it
even?
wrong.
That was like 30 seconds, maybe.
I
That's-
think that whole segment is like less than a minute.
Dang.
Yeah.
Somewhere there is a Will who
Mhm.
a single tear is rolling
Yeah.
down his cheek.
But
right
Brad,
now.
no, here's the thing. Like he
Here he
might say,
goes.
"Oh, we worked very hard on that level, and he went through it so quickly." But think about the hours that went into playing that level so quickly. Like
Yeah,
to me, to like
true.
that, all the not just Edgar, but all that group trying to find how to get through that level quickly. It's maybe it's a comparable amount of time to how to make it.
Wow.
Yeah, we went through a lot of phases of going through the level fast.
Oh,
with
that's a good one.
Psyhops.
Oh,
That was a nice move.
Tim, you
Going
gotta use
through the
that in
level
your next
with,
playthrough.
With Psyhops, and then
Oh
flipping the
man,
flame
love
the
it.
way.
Things are happening so fast I can't even track what's happening.
amazing.
Oh my god!
Amazing.
There's still one more thing here.
Right now. Oh my god.
We got low gravity ball.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
happening?
Oh,
How are you doing that?
Oh,
What are you
I
doing?
thought we fixed that.
That looks so fun.
Oh, amazing.
And then
we
we're just
fixed
gonna
it.
get
Where
this
are you
last trailer here.
That's that
Wow.
felt really dirty somehow.
That's
And
amazing.
wrong.
Wow.
How do you make the ball float?
I actually don't have the information of like
You're keeping
how...
it a secret. You're
That's
taking
not
it to nationals?
that is
Okay,
not a
I
secret.
get
I actually
There is a
I
moment.
learned that the week before I did this run, and like the run I got with my personal record.
But how you did it just then? You don't know how you did it just then?
It has to do with falling onto the solid ground while that cutscene starts.
Yeah, I think Key or
Wait,
Julie can
how did we
probably
get
speak
this
to
far
that.
in the level? What happened? I didn't even notice that we were gotten to helmet already. What did you say, Seth?
There's some weird things with physics and cutscenes and that ball that we fixed a lot of things around that. And I think we've seen that like floaty ball before, and I thought we had really nailed it down. But I guess just doing it in an unexpected way, we didn't account for that.
There's also another glitch there with the ball, where going through the falling cutscene, coming out of it, using like a side blast can like kind of dunk it down. I don't know what causes that as well. But it usually like just pushes you straight down like instantly, and you go flying.
Oh, you're
You
not
haven't
gonna
been
make
able
the,
to.
you're not gonna make the light bridge.
This makes
Yeah,
me really glad that we put a giant invisible wall to forcing you to get time bubble there, because oh my goodness.
We fixed that one. Watching
I
this.
need to make all
Mushrooms,
the
no!
classes.
Mushroom.
There should
Wow.
That's thematically appropriate. That's really nice. You use mushrooms to get high
Mhm.
I don't get it, Tim.
and do drugs. Trash. But so in those sequences, are you pressing on? Are you having to run to the top of the trash can?
Yes.
Oh man, that
You have
stresses
to
me
get
out.
on top of all these props.
But you have to run
and-
right now to
and
stay
run.
on it. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll always be flying to the right because the TK
Oh,
is
this
trying
is-
to
yes.
to lock the object.
This
people all
there is a
Oh,
strange beauty
Yeah.
to this.
that was
Uh-oh.
a little goof. Oh, recover.
I will say that this is also, it's a little more controlled, because in this level we were so worried about people flying out of the world that there actually is a ceiling, unlike most of the other ones.
Hmm. Yeah, we use all that open space to fly. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you pick which objects you want to use to fly on? Like, are there better objects? Like, is that just trial and error, or you just pick whatever happens to be around?
It's anything that's around, and that allows you to stand on top of it. So most of these mushrooms have that tip that we can have enough room to kind of walk around. But most objects don't allow you to charge your side blast, because most of the curved edges just make Raz fall off. So just having these where you're basically guaranteed not to fall off of are better to fly with.
Wow.
No combat needed.
Yeah.
The only two scripted panic attacks there. We just skip all of the rest of them.
Yeah.
Is it advancing the quest state? Like, how is that not
I
breaking
don't
the
know
game?
how it's not breaking it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that confuses me a little bit, because that's what I was going to say of I highly encourage you to try to get to that complete level button in Compton, but I am very skeptical that it will correctly advance your quest state if you do get there. But then we must have added backup scripting for if a combat encounter fails. Key.
That's Key's death rattle.
Must not be there.
I mean, it's working, so that's great.
That's the thing. Well, first, I'm impressed at like how much kind of safety the level designers have put for some of these skips. I'm just still astounded that the game hasn't fallen down on itself because.
Yeah, let's hear it for the game. It's pushed
Well,
to
no,
its limits. But Edgar, you must like do tricks that render the game unplayable, right?
Yes. So, one example would be Strike City. We're not able to skip the entire level because there's one cutscene that stops us from just skipping it all entirely, like the one where we fall off the hole, the hole from the bridge. If we didn't fall down
through the apartments.
Yeah.
If you
that
skip
one is
it, it
required.
doesn't advance you properly.
Yeah, and we won't be able to just go on with the game. Because what's weird is that the shard isn't there when you completely skip the level, so it doesn't advance your progress, the quests. So it's good that it's there, but also
it's dependent on the quest state. And if you don't complete that middle quest, I guess we don't have any logic that patches it up for you.
Right.
When you were
we can
go for it.
So like when we do skip it, we're just kind of locked or soft locked within the game. We can play every other level, but we won't be able to like complete Ford's mind at all.
Yeah, you said the word that I was going to ask, which was partially because I was going to ask about movement too. Is have you ever had it happen where you're doing any movement and you've found yourself soft locked because you've gotten caught in like geometry or anything like that?
What you might call a lobster trap.
There's a few times I get stuck here, but it's not a lot. But there are times that you can get soft lock within objects.
Wait, where
mostly,
are you? Where
are you?
Where are you going?
What is happening?
No,
wait.
we fixed that bug. Wait, no.
Key.
Wait,
You can't do
this was my mistake. I went too far.
Oh no! But
So I gotta do it all over again.
You
But
have
it's
a way
still there.
of getting out the roof in those side rooms.
We've only found it in that one, from what I know. I don't know
Wait,
if we can
so
get it from
you
the other
quit the
ones.
game and resume?
Yes, because I missed the trigger for the bottom.
But that's allowable, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to know for my own personal speed runs. I don't want to disqualify my score from the leaderboards by
As long as you're not like segmenting them into separate video files and creating what is actually called a segmented speed run, then you're all good.
Yeah. That would also be called splicing.
It's
Yes.
crazy that
Well,
y'all
if you're doing
find
it to
this stuff.
intentionally cheat, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Gotta do it again.
This is
It's okay, Key.
He doesn't
this-
have words.
no. This is like, oh, man. Like triage.
that's
It's
what's
like the
supposed to
other side
happen.
of triage. We're like, there's no way people will get there. It'll be fine.
Oh, we had one time that somebody found like a corner they could launch themselves off the ball out of the ceiling, but I think it was in the second memory vignette, and so we put a ceiling on it, but we didn't put a ceiling on the other ones.
Because who would get there? How would that
Yeah,
happen?
we were
I mean,
like,
we
how could you
definitely-
get up there? There's
In
no
our
way.
triage meetings, we did after. Cause I don't know if you have seen the video where we watched a speedrunner play Psychonauts 1,
Yes.
Edgar? Do you
I
guys
did.
know each other? Are you guys friends?
No.
We that you can see us going through a change, or at least you can see me going through a change, you know, being really upset at the beginning of the video to loving it by the end of it, because it's like at first I was horrified how much they were skipping, and then I was just loving watching them enjoy the game, enjoy in a different way. But so in our triage meetings, when we decide what bugs to fix, it definitely came up a few times. It's like, look, a regular player is not going to find this, and if a speedrunner finds it, they'll love it. So it's like that. There is a sweet spot for like, you don't need to fix this bug because it won't detract from an average gamer's experience.
Floppy pillow getting some love.
Oh.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite.
One
yeah.
ticket to
It's
to
a little
block.
uncontrollable because of how big it is and positioning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like, if that's in your game, why would you take it away?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it takes skill to do something like
Well,
that, of course.
The collision on that pillow is all wacky too, because it's
Yeah.
jointed, so it's all flopping around as you're moving.
Oh, I'm really excited about seeing this break.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You know,
I was-
this level was
Make
a
the
lot
door
more
fly.
fun. A lot more fun pre-patch, I will say.
Oh,
What did we
What?
ruin in the patch?
So with the last patch, it fixed the water bug where
Oh,
falling
yes.
into a cutscene.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
actually
yeah.
used it on this next cutscene after this one. When we break Bob out of this, we would fall into the water intentionally and break the vine, so we're able to have water immunity. So we can just fall into the water, with no with no problems. But here I actually found that we can go over the invisible barriers in this level.
Oh.
Okay. Oh boy.
We.
Now you can see all our secrets.
Yeah. It's just a,
And this level does have a lot of invisible walls.
Uh-huh. We
Yeah.
added a
Yeah,
lot.
they're massive. I've
Yeah.
tried flying above all of them, and like all these worlds just like boxed off from each other. And so I've even
Wonder-
tried going to like the end of this level, but you really can't because it's invisible boxes.
Yeah, one of our animators, Chris Lamb, at the end of the game, started just going through and finding all these places you could get to.
we have our
It just-
suspicions of him being a speedrunner.
Yes, yes. He found ways to get everywhere in this level, so we added in a lot of invisible walls to clam-proof it, as we called it. But yeah, that's crazy. At least somebody should have a DRM-free build of the original release of Psychonauts 2, so you can always go back and experience the water.
God.
Yeah, it's been
Wow.
discussion within the speedrun community which version we want to speedrun with for the
Yeah.
leaderboards.
Yeah.
I've been
general,
sticking
do you-
with the new one.
Do they feel, in general, do most speedrunning communities have thoughts about always using the newest one, or do they just pick one that's like the
They
preferred
like to
forever?
split off sometimes, like split the leaderboards from which
Mhm.
patch they use because there's some advantages with others. But it's still like in discussions with like the moderators of the community, like people that like want to kind of change things around. Also, there's a reason I'm standing here. There goes the
Yeah.
bad
Very good.
the
Wow.
so
I think this is a slick move.
we manipulated the spawn points for the bad mood. Just standing on its spot, we're just securing it, and he's just stuck in the water.
Wait, how you
Delicious.
manipulate the bad mood spawn point by blocking him from spawning, or
Yeah, he was where the
just-
bad mood is supposed to spawn.
Yeah. So it finds a close spot that it could spawn to.
in the water?
Yeah.
And the
which
water
happens to
kills
be
it.
in the water.
Dang.
That's crazy.
And I think that's the only spawn manipulation we really do in the run, other than in Hot Streak.
Yeah.
Most of the sensors spawn within your camera range, I guess, is what's happening. Like, I don't know if that's really what happens, but it's just something to like intentionally do, depending on like where things are. So like where the bad ideas would spawn would change depending where we are.
Edgar, when
But-
can we expect a blind folded speedrun of this game?
Blind what? Blindfolded. Oh my gosh.
Can you do that?
Blindfolded?
Could you just
I-
get someone
Hmm.
to do it blindfolded? That'd be pretty good.
Wait, how are you making the boat go so fast?
Button.
Yeah,
B button.
the B button
Yeah.
makes it go faster.
Faster than when
I
I
don't-
hit.
I don't know if there's people that I'm pretty sure people would be willing to do it blindfolded. Done.
I mean, they do it in some games.
This is
but,
my
you know.
favorite right now. I love it.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting all the
Pretty good.
figments
And you're
anyway.
getting
Just
all the
for fun.
figments. I've never gotten those all the first try. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow.
I don't even get all the figments, and I placed them there.
How do you get stuck? How do you get stuck with your arms up like that?
It's from getting off of the door. I just got onto the lev ball, and it just keeps Raz stuck in that animation for some reason. And this is also something we would skip with the water immunity.
Water immunity.
But we were just gonna lev hop across.
I saw your tweet being like, ah, dang, they got rid of it. I saw that.
Yeah. I was sad, but
I showed it
was
to a room
not-
of programmers and they laughed.
It was not to make the game slower. It was just that very bad things could happen.
hmm Yeah, because we also noticed in this section, there's a lot of death berries on the floor, and with the water immunity, it also gives you void immunity, so you're kind of stuck in like the void, just falling. So I understand that. That's also the reason why it got patched.
Yeah, you could land on the trees back there and then run around on top of them, and it just kind of you could go where Raz should not.
Because we kind of tried to find a way to get up here with the immunity, but even with prop flying, I don't think it would really advance us, because this is
This section
scripted as
is
well.
requires the quest to step correctly. So you basically need to trigger all these cutscenes.
Are the locations every time for the bad moods, like their actual weak points? Is that always consistent? Do we know that? Either programmers or Edgar?
That one is always spawned on that table.
Okay.
And I know there are 3 different spawn points with the other ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's
So
a
it's
number of
always-
there's a number of spawn points that can be placed. So it's possible in this one there was only one chosen.
Mm. There's just a little goofy animation cancel.
What?
And you know, we
right.
hate we hate walking.
Right
And
in the
if we
middle
had-
of the
Tim
most
slow
romantic
walk.
moment.
I was wondering
Is
what
that
was
much
gonna happen
faster?
here.
Is that- You're like,
It is
how
a
much
lot
faster?
faster to I want to say possibly I haven't really timed it, the difference between punching and just walking, because we can also fall into the water and advance forward a little bit more.
Mm.
But it's probably like about 5 seconds of a difference, possibly more.
Mhm.
But this boss is played out. Nothing special. Just throwing the bombs.
So were
Lots
you?
of
Did you?
tomatoes.
Did you play this game the first time knowing you were going to speedrun it?
No, I actually did not intend to.
You were just
Um,
playing it for fun.
hmm I'm somewhat picky with the games I run.
Mhm.
I like to run games with really nice movement. And
Yeah, you were mentioning
like,
Sly Cooper before.
yeah, a lot of the movement is very nice to look at, I would say.
You mean like so that while you're going fast, there's you feel like there's skill and expression in the player movement, and that's why you like.
Yes.
That's great. See, Devin, I know there've been things that have hurt you in this video, Devin, but that's got to make you feel good, and all the animators. But that's nice. So so it wasn't that you were playing this game and you're like, I felt there were a lot of bugs in that thing, and I'm gonna play that again.
No, I don't seek out those things like intentionally unless I'm actually running the game.
I mean, the
I'm
first
not
time too,
usually
did you
the one to
encounter
find
any accidental skips or any accidental flying or?
No, I completely played casual as like any normal game I would
Normie?
play.
All the normies
Yeah.
played it.
Mhm.
Did you 100% it, or did you just do the regular?
I tried to 100% it, and then I accidentally deleted my file.
Oh no!
My God, how'd that happen?
I thought I was hovering over a different save file, because it was a different active save file.
Or breaking.
In our menu,
Uh,
in the like, you reset a save slot.
Yeah, I reset the save slot by accident. It was my slot 1. It was hovered over slot 1 when I was active on my slot 2.
And
because
that's something
I
we changed in
played
the
differently.
quality of life patch, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've tried to make it clearer. Sorry about that.
No, but I feel like now we know it was worth it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
that in there.
then you decided you had to speedrun the game, so you
Yes.
could get back to 100%ing it, and
Ah,
thus
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my god, how far are we in this game now? We're at the end.
It's really close to the end,
Pretty far into it.
and there's still some more flying to do.
Oh my god, the bees!
So-
Are you gonna fly over
so
the
the-
bees?
We don't see any bees here.
Yeah.
CVs?
CBs.
Freebies.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And once you get up here, you'll set a checkpoint.
hmm
Yeah.
So even if I fell off, then I
you're
can still
good
come
to
back.
go.
But there is an invisible wall between where I threw the prop from, between there and the building. Sometimes it stops me, and it's just something that happens with the routing, where we just kind of have to work around that as well. I'm just setting all the abilities. 'Cause I remember on the first game, most of the abilities are just given to you and already set. But this one, I kind of have them on set buttons depending on what I'm fighting. So like these enablers, I use pyrokinesis.
What? What?
I don't remember being in this.
Yeah. What I did there was what we call a slam cancel. So
Slam cancel,
once
write it down for your training, everybody.
Wow.
after a wall jump, you can redirect Raz by attacking in the air and canceling the start of that animation with levitation. And so you can kind of change your direction depending on where you're wall jumping. And there goes that. I tried to put him on the other side. He just wanted to go on another walk. But there's a little skip there. And some more combat.
Everyone's favorite enemy, the enabler.
What? Most common thing to break key.
You're beating
Really
them
hard
up
to
good.
What?
really hard to kind of get all these groups together.
Yeah.
I like getting the bad idea to kind of throw the bombs out and kind of get everyone into one group. But the enabler is just too fast.
Now, have you bought any upgrades since getting Pouncing Ball? Other than, I mean, I got you got the one from the family camp, but
So with the route, we get the upgrade for pyrokinesis, so we can get the larger radius, and we get extra mustard, which helps out with the prop flying and gives you an extra like boost of speed for the throw, and just getting us to like larger areas. So we get the extra mustard upgrade in Bob's Bottles to go over that first invisible wall.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of wall jumps that skip a little bit of the sections. I think these are the only ones we really do now, because of the prop flying just doing its work.
That looks like a
Especially here, it's we had to get all the
What?
evidence.
oh my god.
Just go straight through.
Wait, did you go in the back door?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the back door.
I never even thought of that.
Why can't you go in the back door?
That's the only door we can get through here.
I'm so glad that works, but wow.
but we have to play the last 2 doors here pretty much regularly. We use our roll cancels to go through as fast as we can.
In awe of every single moment.
And then using the checkpoints to take us out of the rooms as fast as possible as well.
So, what were we talking about? I think we're talking
Oh,
about
so
we're
many
gonna-
things we were talking about.
Yeah, Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're-
This is like where so you just quit
Thank you.
because that skips something for you.
It skips backtracking to the door and just takes you back outside. And here we're just gonna skip to the next door.
Those crates look like the most stable props to fly on for a second,
Yeah.
and then they'd lose it.
The biggest objects are the best to prop fly with. They're more controlled, but it also is harder because they'll be closer to Raz. And when you throw an item, eventually they'll hit Raz in the air and completely stop your momentum. So you'd have to like re-grab items over and over to throw them where we would like. And this is where
You
we
throw
get
them, you grab them in midair, and then
yeah. This is where we get our
skipped my
last few
favorite
upgrades.
Character. Snake cock.
So you got the extra
Some hot dirt right here.
The extra side blast shot. And then what else?
And then the faster TK
Got it.
cooldown.
Have you ever used time bubble at all?
Yes, I actually used time bubble on the panic attacks. So I kind of we kind of skipped through the explanation of how the panic attacks work. Panic attacks usually throw their little fireballs, and we can pretty much just walk into panic attacks being on fire from those bullets, and that just depletes all of their health like completely for some reason.
But you set them on fire with your own body, your own burning body.
Yes.
So you light yourself on fire, run up to them, and oh wow, that's a good technique.
Yeah. So
Definitely not an intended strategy.
That would probably work in life too. I mean, just in general.
it also works for most enemies as well.
If they burn you, you can burn them with yourself.
Yes, or just any kind of like fire in general, I guess. From my understanding. So like in a doubts kind of pool, they can increase the damage of whatever enemy kind of walks through it. So like even like doubts, you can pull them into that fire and they'll just like instant burn and die.
Wow.
But yeah, using the time bubble and the panic attacks just makes them less likely to teleport away from you while you walk into them.
Nice.
First try.
Straight skill right there.
Wow.
Lots of movement here.
That's impossible.
Lots of acrobatics.
Yeah, it's very thematic as well.
Mhm.
Doesn't even hit his dad for fun.
And more uses of time bubble.
Yeah, good.
Oh, I never
time
thought
bubble.
of that.
I never thought of
Why
that
did
either.
I ever think of that?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen someone do that before, but that's great.
Mhm.
This is
So
another
glad that
level
worked.
I've played a lot. I never thought to do that.
I just don't want those. I don't want to miss those balloons.
Yeah.
They're important to me.
No.
And some more goofy animation. I don't know if this is actually any faster than kind of jumping.
But it's
It's funnier.
But it is funny.
funnier.
Looks like a puppet.
The tallest ladder in a game since Metal Gear Solid 3.
I really wanted to put one in somewhere with a song, but
Oh, that's right. People were trying to get me to add a Metal Gear reference to that ladder. You're supposed to say,
An entire song.
Really?
no, what is he supposed to say? There's a line that Solid Snake says when he climbs that ladder, like hot stuff, or come on. Get it.
I don't think Solid Snake in his life has ever gone, "Oh, hot stuff.
I bet he
Colonel.
I'm gonna find this out. Hot stuff, Colonel.
Well, that ladder was hot. These speedrun strats.
And just pull the
Edgar.
panic attack into the water.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Kind of try to do the same thing with the doubts.
Show this video to anyone that says the panic attacks are too hard.
They were more difficult. They used to be harder.
True.
feel like this level we had problems where things would just walk into the water off screen quite a bit, or spawn into the water.
There's times where the huge sensor just kind of falls off trying to attack me. But all kind of thought out fighting depending on what enemies are in front of me, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's all just
the
the
bad
same.
mood must be annoying because of you just don't know when he's gonna do the clairvoyance.
Yeah.
Almost done, Lucy.
There he
It
goes.
is funny. It is funny every time.
There must be something
Is there really anything that doesn't really trigger the clairvoyance, like to come up for the bad mood? Is that just completely random? Because
He just has
it's
to
always
decide
like
to do it. It's not like super weighted like one way or another, but sometimes he could take a little bit.
yeah. There's times where I've stood there in most of my runs for almost about like 30 seconds after everything's just done.
I'm researching that Metal Gear Solid line. I'm gonna find that out.
There's an entire
Hot
song
stuff.
in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. They climb up the ladder and they sing
Yeah.
the entire theme. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
There's no lyrics to the song.
I mean, I could sing them right now.
Yeah, sing it right now.
No, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna ruin Edgar's wonderful speedrun by singing the song to another game that's almost 20 years
Oh no,
old.
it's fine. We're gonna have another song just kind of play here.
Oh, you know, you're right.
we can't skip this section.
I just don't even.
Here we go.
I guess this
Play
is the
this a
closest
lot,
thing we
too.
have to like an auto scroller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's sort of just astounding to me right now that we're at Bristol.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like I barely have processed that we were in Lucy.
So,
Yeah, all those-
spoilers, by the way.
We talked about
Bristol.
this being unskippable and how couldn't it be skippable, but there was a bad thing that happened if you could skip it.
What was
Any
the
bad
bad
thing?
thing?
There's a
I-
bad thing.
I think I don't know, something about this part that happens after. Like he moves through the whole area and sets up a bunch of stuff, and if you skip it, it's bad.
I think wasn't the original intent like there's a long loading time expected, and then that just was not an issue at all anymore. But we already had those hallways set up.
There's a lot of
Get more lore.
portals. There's a lot of portals in this area, so maybe skipping something would make it real bad.
Yeah. It also just like there's a lot of state changes that happen. Like as the water goes up, the water goes down, a bunch of things like that. You know.
It's a very complex level.
Yeah. Like as a player for the first time, you would not want to accidentally skip all this. You would be very confused about what you were supposed to do.
And it's hard to intentionally skip all this as well. There's a way we found that we can unload the start of Fatherlands and kind of look through and see where everything is in the world, but in a really dark space, like in those debug platforms. But everything deloads, so we can't prop fly across
Yeah.
because the prop would just deload under us. But
Have you ever been transported to the world origin before?
I actually have. It's in the second section, talking to Lily here. Like usually skipping the dialogue would just kind of teleport you to that platform.
Interesting.
But it wouldn't save you any time, so you had no
No.
use for it.
No uses.
It dooms you.
Oh, we don't
forever.
get to hear Richard's amazing.
I thought about not skipping that cutscene for this.
His
occasion.
scream, or
Yeah.
It's top tier. There's a lot of top tier screaming in this level. It turns out.
Mm. We get to hear a lot of it from Compton's boss fight. Just from falling off that level.
Oh, a lot of yeah.
Yeah, all the platforming just kind of just gone.
Oh.
Pull the lever immediately.
Oh boy.
Oh, I wish I
And we're
knew
back
about
into
that
combat.
testing this.
jump into my fire pit.
Do any of the speedrunners find that any of the pins were helpful at all for speedrunning?
The pin, I don't think we've used many pins other than the glass cannon pin for the combat. They use that for 100%, I believe.
Yeah. I would imagine that the trade-off there is the time to acquire the titanium, right? You would have to
You'd have to
weigh
farm
the
it out.
benefit of getting the titanium to the reward of whatever time the pin would save you.
Because no matter what, we're going to collect all the pins, and the one pin that would be useful without, or that would benefit the run would just be glass cannon, and the titanium. There's one that gives you more titanium, I believe. But just using glass cannon to get through these sections a lot faster. It's kind of almost like the narrative combat assist.
Yeah.
But just dying a lot quicker.
I have this weird urge to go shopping.
Right in the middle of learning the world's biggest plot against the Psychonauts, Raz has a sudden urge to go shopping.
This enabler is across the
Wow.
world.
Oh, wow.
It's a powerful enabler.
Good for them. Keep going, little buddy.
It knew what it was doing.
That skip you did earlier, going from the top of this thing to the other thing, it's funny when you do skips that at one point we found like a weaker version of that QA ran into, and we're like, we should fix that. And then you're like, nope, you didn't make the distance far enough.
No, wait! Get me out of
I almost forgot which phase I was in. I was gonna run for health.
Oh, yeah.
And here we are back in unskippables.
I love the way the animatronics bounce, though.
I
Deeply.
wanted to add a Side Blast game to this, like that Toy Story
Oh.
game. At,
Like the
California
Buzz
Adventure.
Lightyear ride, yeah.
Yeah.
You just shoot the
Shoot
little
everything.
cardboard or the wooden.
Oh, I got the line. I've been doing some research. If you notice, I haven't been talking much because I've been online researching that ladder reference to Metal Gear. I'll give you one more. It's 3 words. And Aaron Jacobs is the one who wanted me to put it in. Aaron Jacobs, our fine programmer. And the line was, "What a thrill."
Oh, that's the first part of the song.
Okay, so yes.
What a thrill
Okay.
through darkness and silence in the night. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, now you're on a thrill ride,
Yeah.
so
It's
it's
true.
kind of
So
relevant.
should
still.
we have put that line in there? We didn't actually do it because I was like,
That would have been a very subtle reference. You would almost have to you would have had to ask Richard to like almost sing it.
What a thrill.
It would have done.
So Snake doesn't say the line.
No, it's
just in the
just
song.
part of the song.
Okay.
Well, in Quality of Life 2.
We'll add it in.
You ready, Key?
No.
With one more big skip coming up.
Oh, because egg and stuff. For a minute, I was like, "You're trapped in a chair. You ain't going anywhere, buddy." Do you ever, for this moment in a speed run, like, just use this moment to like stretch your legs, like,
Oh yeah.
just kind of not have your body break?
Put your wrists on ice.
I usually walk out to get another bottle of water because usually by the time I'm here, I'm like 3/4 of the way done with it, and
Yeah.
each section's like almost 2 minutes long or a minute and a half.
There's a lot of Grulovian history to be told.
Lots of lore.
You need a break, you know. I mean, you're performing all these complex moves over and over again.
Lily, do you see any?
Yeah, we did this because we love you.
Let's change the scenery.
I want you to rest.
Show me.
And also with the
Drink at sea,
last
could you?
patch,
Yeah.
I
skipping this
wanna
dialogue
change
is
something else.
scary.
Can we all
Yeah.
do the
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, we added scariness in the patch.
So
I think what this needs is
skipping
some
dialogue isn't the same as Psychonauts 1, where you can just kind of
Okay,
press a
that's
button and it'll skip that line. So now you have to hold the skip. And because of that, you can't skip 2 lines of dialogue at once because they just kind of talk to each other. And if you skip Raz's line, it'll play out Lily's, but you won't be able to hear anything. So you're just kind of stuck staring at nothing until the next dialogue comes up again.
Yeah.
And so it's scary as a speedrunner to go through that.
We fixed that one. That one should be fixed in the next patch.
Some fast egg action.
Yeah, some speed egging.
Some real Billy Hatcher
You're just going
energy.
fast.
Oh, yes.
Bubbles. Ooh.
Somebody
Oh,
make
it's
me
gonna
Billy
cost-
Hatcher too.
I would have started over right there. What are you doing? You're dying. Oh no.
I try to go through. I try to jump. I forgot I can't jump with speedballing. I also missed the time bubble on here, but I don't mind if I got this first try actually. But
Oh.
The minute you went towards the
wait.
fan.
Are you trying to do that?
Oh.
wait. There's still. I'm still trying. I'm still trying.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Ben's back there. Are you enjoying that?
Wow.
Ben's watching from the dark corner
You
of
know,
the room.
we had a lot of discussions about being flown around in that room, and we just determined that it was okay. Like, I mean, there's just death volume surrounding that entire room, so you can't really get out of it.
That
Yeah.
is no
Hopefully.
way to treat a Fabergé egg. For God's sake.
When the egg hits the fan.
Tim, can I ask a question for a second?
A Metal
Is
Gear
that-
Solid
is-
question? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, is the egg container in that room supposed to also look a little bit like the massive chalice?
Oh, everything is for a reason. Nothing's accidental, Harper.
Yeah,
So everything you can think of was thought of course, by our skilled Imagineers.
Yeah.
No, but I don't.
It's not.
Jeff,
It's
Jeff,
not.
you're on Massive Chalice. If there's anyone who stuck a chalice
that's
theme-
just an egg cup. Like the massive chalice one is like a nightmare hell cup that
What is
doesn't make
an
any
egg
sense.
cup? What is an egg cup if not a tiny chalice?
Sometimes an egg cup is just an egg cup.
It is a chalice for sure, but it is not the massive
It's a
chalice.
chalice for your eggs.
Listen to Elijah's beautiful singing here. It's so nice. To sing
So that
off
trick
tune.
was actually called hole in one, and it was only
Hole
because,
in
it
one.
was only called that because they used the blade fan initially for that trick, and it sent them straight into the cutscene.
Oh,
Oh.
I love it. That's
But
great.
it's very inconsistent trying to go for that blade fan, so we go for the flat one, which is a little bit easier to get a launch with.
Hey,
So
guys,
I kind of do a thing where it's like each stage of like launch is like a different like golf term, so like birdie or eagle, depending on the
I love
distance.
I never really thought about that risk reward analysis a speedrunner has to do of like there's something that can save a lot of time, but it might make me lose a lot of time.
Mhm.
So like in every run, do you improv that or do you decide at the beginning whether you're gonna do a high risk run or a low risk run?
It varies depending on how much time I've already saved up to this point. But if one person would really want to get like a very optimized run, they would have to get it first try or within the first like 3 tries before it starts losing time.
The difference would be maybe like if you were in a marathon or something, right, Edgar? You'd probably go with the safer strat.
Yes. Yeah, there's marathon safe strats that just guarantee success. But if it were like a real speedrun trying to get the best world record that could ever have been, then blade fan it is. Get that hole in one.
I remember this combat encounter used to be very hard. It's my memory of it.
That was partially because the
I feel like there were like 4 panic attacks or something.
well, they would also spawn like behind the crowd, so they
Oh, yeah.
couldn't hit them, and they could shoot the shit out of you.
I just have distinctly bad memories of this room.
Yeah, I had very bad luck trying to get the fast kills here.
Oh yeah, with the
I
fire.
hit I hit a panic attack with wrecking ball, so they just kind of flew away from me. But yeah, there's panic attack, quick kill.
Yeah, that was like over half of its life.
And then it also shows with the doubts there too, where the pools of fire just complete their health a lot faster. Oh.
Edgar,
Keeping
you
that
better eat a
spike
Psypop
on
before you run out of mental
from the beginning
energy.
of the game.
Yeah, the freebies from Lobato.
I just want to find the heart and get back.
Still getting tooltip pop-ups for the first time.
Yeah.
This level.
And then we don't need to connect to any more connections.
Oh my god.
What?
What's just happening?
Oh
this.
boy.
This
was
was
the
that
secret, more
rules.
advanced route.
Yeah,
than we planned.
that's my favorite. That's great.
I'll just point out that the relative gravity volumes were doing a great job right there.
It's scary doing that too, because there's a death plane right above Raz.
Oh my
So
god.
if you jump too high, it's just gonna kill you.
Okay,
Or
exciting.
you'd even grab
Key,
the
I think there's
gravity
one
from
more
another-
patch, of like a small patch we're doing. We could sneak in that massive chalice egg cup, right? Pretty risk free. Oh, I don't see Key died.
He's there.
Yeah, but
He's
his
on
brain,
vacation,
his
but
brain
he
is
can't-
Yeah, my
fried.
soul is gone.
Wait, you came in from vacation to do this. Oh my god. This is a horrible thing to do to Key on vacation, by the way. This sick and twisted thing.
He'll rest well now.
He's no more pain for Key.
Coming to the finale.
I mean, it hasn't crashed, and we've made progression.
Yeah, I think this is a
It's
testament
true.
to the quality of the game.
Yeah.
That it hasn't crashed or.
All
But Edgar's
the
like,
quest
oh, I
stuff
can
is
make
fine.
it crash. I can.
Yeah.
I know where all the crashes are.
No, I can't make it crash,
I think I hear someone.
unfortunately.
Through
But if
Loki's
they
whisper,
even did anything.
I've had enough.
It's never crashed for you. Oh my god.
It's a great to middling country at best.
So many people get sad in this area because you can't get those collectibles in the first pass.
Yeah,
I totally understand that stress. It's
Yeah.
Compton does the same thing.
they've actually found a way with prop flying using that that cutout at the entrance to the gift shop. You can prop fly over and collect those figments.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Holy cow.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Of course she's doing that.
Oh,
Yeah,
state
this is
9.
it.
The home stretch. I mess up a little bit. That's okay.
I was wondering what was
Final-
down there. Something
Final
special.
days.
But there is a
Wait.
death warp.
I hope my family is
Did
still
you
What?
jump in? What?
Wow.
Jump into a
So that-
tornado? What?
That skips the. I think it's an unskippable cutscene where she throws the automatic at
Mhm. Amazing.
at Raz.
Huh. I don't know how that works.
Skipping unskippable
Yeah,
cutscenes.
there's a autosave there.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. What?
Oh, love it.
Love
Wait,
hopping.
how'd you? Oh, okay.
You're just
How are we here? How are we here?
We,
scarier than I wanted.
again, I'm really excited that worked,
Yeah.
but really surprised it did.
Yeah.
We tried a lot of things in the Maligula fight as well. There's times where you can kind of stand on top of the doubts like fools, and we can kind of like PK or not, PK her with a pyrokinesis,
Yeah.
and it just kind of depletes her health even faster. But that's just too random to kind of
Yeah.
um,
You can't
Rely
really
on.
manipulate her position.
yeah.
Listen, you're in
That
was really fast.
That
Wow.
But,
TK damage increase, wow.
Mhm.
Stay down in the primitive range until needed.
And having the time bubble to stop her from going invulnerable kind of helps out with that as well. And just spamming the TK and punching her along with side blasting
Get
just
out of there, Nona.
shreds the health. It's pretty much just a rinse and repeat waiting for her. And I'm also time bubbling her because she is the trigger for each phase to start. So I'm kind of trying to manipulate her position on where she can trigger it.
Right, yeah.
So she can last longer in like one spot, and then when she comes back, we'll just be on the next phase. Usually she would be back here by the time we get to the next intern.
Wait, how does her position help you?
She gets closer to this cutscene like trigger almost. So I think her position matters from my theory.
So fast.
Instead of Raz.
The amount of times I played this when I was doing the like no upgrades, nothing, lowest rank playthrough, and just watching you go through that so fast. I think I literally played this non-stop for like an hour and a half one time.
Watching how
Swearing as
fast it
another
goes,
water snake.
like playing the game with like getting all the upgrades.
Yeah.
I loved playing this kaiju fight. Like the same way they had in Psychonauts 1, right? Having the little tiny body on a huge kaiju.
You listen closely, you can hear repeats of some of the music, the musical themes.
And that's the run.
Wow.
You count. When do you count the end? Do you have to count the credits or just the last interactive thing you do?
At the start of this cutscene is the end time.
All right, to wrap.
It's amazing.
Well, you have to get the complete after game state too. You have to,
Yeah.
I like adding in the credits to the speedrun time. So, you know, when you get those really long, like publisher credits going on.
Yeah.
Well, with our backer credits, it would make the minimum speed run like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can we make it so you can fast forward it a bit though? Or was that an earlier build that didn't make it out?
You can move faster up. I think fast forward the credits.
The analog stick.
I know
You
the
just
only
Speed run the
adjust
credits.
speed.
You can speed run the credits.
Yeah.
You can only use yakety sax if you're going to speed up credits, and that's really expensive to license.
Yeah.
So
Edgar,
But,
I have a question.
I'm really impressed. I just want to say I'm really impressed. I think everyone's really impressed with what you have achieved here. And thank you for putting so much time into our game.
Yes.
Thank you. I did want to ask, is there one trick, one glitch that you all are desperately searching to find right now that would make this run much easier? Because very often when I talk to speedrunners, they always say, oh, if we could only just do this one thing, if we could only, you know, in Breath of the Wild, if we could only skip the plateau, the game would be faster. Is there anything that you've been looking for in this game?
Looking for a way to get to that complete level switch in Compton.
There you go.
And the
level
Grulovian
switch.
national anthem is unskippable too, probably.
Yeah, we're also trying to look for that as well. So that's
Yes.
something I'm looking out for.
Wait, so you've been to the complete level switch, but you haven't been there without cheats or?
Yeah, without cheats, we've been able to get there, but there's death barriers all around it, so we can't actually interact. But we've seen it through the auto shot camera.
Auto shot.
that damn camera.
Binoculars.
No!
We knew
Tell
it.
Jeff about that. He'll get mad about my camera.
Quality of Life 3 removes camera.
Edgar, how much did you use? Did you use auto shot much to find things that helped you in your speedrun?
I did not use auto shot. That's something that our routers did, mainly Inkline. He made up most of the route of Psychonauts 2, so it's a great thing to have like a community of people just actively looking for newer ways to skip the levels.
Speaking of community, Edgar, if people want to see your speedruns and be a part of your community, where would they find you on the internet?
They can find me on Twitter with the ItzBytez with Z's. And BYTEZ bytes. And on my Twitch, the same thing, ItzBytez. And my YouTube. It's hard to kind of promote that. It's ItzBytez.
Yes. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
I think we all learned something about ourselves today, which is that games are weird. They're weird, man. They're weird.
A game's not complete until somebody's playing it, right? And you played it, you got to the end.
It's true.
So
Yeah.
You started,
Yeah.
you finished.
I
Do you
try to
have
think of
any
how much-
interest in doing 100%, or are you going to really focus
I-
on grinding out any?
I am interested in 100%. I'm going to actively help them like find out
Very
like,
cool.
the routes.
Right
I
on.
think we've gone up to Compton right now, so
Mm.
we're still looking for optimal routing.
Cool.
Is there any way to describe like how much work we just witnessed? Like, is that how many people over how much time to figure out what we just saw?
I think from the start, the first few months of the release was about 20 different people, like going through the game. We all went through and I played it out, and then we went back, used all the movement strategies we have to see what can actually skip that doesn't like cause the game to break like completely, like how in Strike City you can't just go straight to the end cutscene and grab the mirror shard, but it's not there and you can't progress. So it's all trial and error. It takes a lot of people to share each of our kind of knowledge with like what works and what doesn't work.
It's amazing. That's
You have
great.
like an outtakes reel of like when you just brutally messed up like the TKing and flying and stuff.
I'm not sure outtakes. It's more like what this run had, where I did make mistakes. Like it shows like not everything is going to be that perfect, but like but yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong within runs. It's not guaranteed gonna work all the time, but it's great that they all work.
It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
so
Edgar.
much for this. I will say we look forward to more speedruns from you in the community, and on behalf of everyone here, especially everybody who put this game together, I hope that you break it even more.
yeah.
Look at Key. He's plotting a patch right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing is I'm looking for that button.
Yeah.
He's got a
No,
checklist right
no,
now of
you
all
can't
the.
do
Put a little sign that says "Hi, Edgar" on
No,
it.
You can't do
the
it.
thing I'm legitimately worried about, like I said, I was warning you earlier with that button,
I don't
is
think it's real.
there's a possibility that all of its functionality is disabled in the shipping build anyway. So like try to get there, but it may do nothing.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. He's looking right now.
Where we're going, we don't need trigger volumes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you to people who tuned in. Thank you to everybody who is participating in Extra Life. Thank you to everybody who sat in to watch. Thank you, Tim, Julie, Jeff, Seth, Key, Edgar, me. This is very, very fun. And I'm going to be blown away for the next like 2 days. So thank you.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Fix all those bugs, Key.
Hey, what's going on, guys? ItzBytez here, giving you all a rundown of all the movement tech that is known in the Psychonauts 2 speedrun. I went a little bit over this on the GDQ hotfix that we were featured in. There's some things I've overlooked, some things that are new, but I kind of want to just go over them real quick once again, just to get everyone up to speed on what's going on in the Psychonauts 2 speedrun. So the first thing I want to cover is Psyhops. Psyhops are pretty much the universal go-to for the speedrun, or anything in general, if you choose to do so in casual. Pretty much the fastest way around each level. But you do have a cooldown for each shot. I am playing on a 100% file, so I have no cooldowns on any of my abilities. But keep in mind that the minimum that you will have will be 3 shots. And if you do hop around a lot,
note that you will stop the cooldown every time you shoot a side blast. So kind of use it wisely. Play around the cooldown. Don't kind of spam it around just to get around really large areas. You can kind of just space out or even mix in with other movement techs that I will go over in a little bit. But yeah, basic side hops consist of side blasts, and Raz in this little animation of the side blast. And during this animation, you can kind of dodge roll or tumble with it using the tumble button. Whichever it is for you, defaulted it is B or circle if you're playing on PlayStation. And combining these two along with a jump right after the dodge, you can keep that momentum from the dodge. The earlier you jump, the farther and faster you will go. So if you kind of just space out the jump itself, you still can get the same momentum. It will carry on, but just know if you do it earlier and hold the jump, you can go into a farther launch. This can also be done with telekinesis. Telekinesis has the same kind of animation as a side blast, where Raz is kind of still. So doing a TK throw, telekinesis throw, you can dodge and jump and have the same kind of outcome as a side blast. We don't really do this much, probably only once or twice in the run. But it's very useful to kind of also know that it's possible. Just make sure you don't dodge too early, or else you will drop the item. Just kind of like that. So make sure that you do throw the item and then dodge and jump, because you need that animation to be cancelled in order to even have a launch. And that's pretty much about it with those kinds of hops. And the next thing I want to go over are lev hops. Lev hops are pretty much frame perfect. I have these binds set to my keyboard, as I do play on the PC version of this game. So if you look into my settings, my binds for keyboard are left arrow for my jump, as well as my side power 4, which is my levitation. So having those two on the same button allows you to jump and levitate on the same time. This just goes with levitation ball pull down from glide. If you enable this, it will always put the ball under you. And then I have my tumble set to my down arrow. So you can kind of see on my inputs here that I'm pressing my left arrow just a little bit after my down arrow. And that's just because you need the speed of the initial dodge roll animation to kind of carry that momentum forward, allowing you to even get full speed on the levitation ball. Another thing you can do with these binds is that if you press both of them at the same time, you can get your double jump. Normally you're not able to have a jump after you cancel levitation. So here I'm just kind of trying to stop and jump at the same time, but you can't. But for some reason with these lev hops, because you're still in midair, it just allows you to use that second jump, because the game just thinks that you used only a jump when you do have the levitation ball kind of under you still. But with these lev hops, you can kind of just roll around really fast. This can also transition to the next piece of movement tech I wanted to go over, which is surfing. So with surfing, we use the level 3 upgrade, which is Pouncy Ball, allowing you to hold X to kind of charge this extra height ability. But kind of utilizing the charge of the bouncy ball, we kind of cancel it midair to allow us to carry our horizontal speed, or just speed in general, and kind of move through very long corridors or kind of just large areas. Mostly used in the questionable area, just because this is much faster than side blasting or side hopping, but nothing really is used out of surfing other than just kind of going from point A to point B, whereas side hopping kind of allows you to give you more of an option to platform at your pace, really. So if you're not comfortable with side hopping, surfing will be your go-to for sure, but that pretty much is all you can really get out of surfs. You can pretty much just lev hop and surf together and keep that fast speed from the lev hop and carry it over to whatever large area you are currently in. So it's your choice how you want to use surfing. It's useful in a lot of areas. I definitely use it over side hopping, but it's preference, and it is fast. So how do you, if you would like to use surfing? Surfing is also kind of hard to do with the cannonball pin. You choose to kind of use that pin with 100% or rank 102, or you don't really need it on rank 102, but surfing is still a lot easier to kind of move around, and with that cannonball pin, it's almost harder to surf, because if you kind of press X in the air, you might even press cannonball by accident. So if you do have cannonball equipped, all you have to do is just press both A and X, or just jump and attack at the same time to just surf around, or else if you press it too late, you will cannonball. So keep that in mind when you have that equipped. And that's pretty much all I can cover with surfing. The next bit of movement I wanted to get over. So normally we're not able to kind of reach higher places with just a simple double jump. But with this slam cancel, kind of able to reach higher as if it was like a third jump almost. This just gives you higher elevation after your second jump, canceling pretty much a ground pound with levitation, allowing you to have more control in the air and just kind of grabbing anything that's too high for Raz to jump up to. We also use this for wall jumps. So if you jump off a wall and slam cancel, you can turn back around to the same wall. You can also kind of wall jump, redirect yourself with the ball or the levitation. But do know that you only have 3 uses, and also a timer along with levitation, so you can't use it all the time. You have a total of 3 uses, and I believe 5 seconds, or no, not even 5 seconds, 3 seconds maybe. I haven't really timed how long you can use this. Probably just put it in post how long the bubble lasts, but not a lot of uses to levitation in regards to getting to higher elevated places, other than just using a slam cancel. You can also use the same setting of the pull down from glide to kind of reach for even higher places. So it makes it kind of easier to get to these higher places with the pull down for only certain ledges. Not many places are really needed for this, but it's kind of useful to know that you can extend an extension almost with this kind of tech. It's very useful to know, but yeah, there's that option to pretty much anything you can use. And the next thing I wanted to cover is prop flying once again. I made a video on this previously, but I kind of want to go over it since it is part of the movement tech in this game. Basically, Raz has this kind of feature with Psyblast. If you charge it, you won't really be able to fall off ledges. So combining this with telekinesis, where this item is pretty much just locked on the right side of the screen or the right side of Raz at all times. If you constantly move while holding this item and charging your Psyblast, you can just fly around pretty much to as high as you want, with the exception of there being invisible walls or ceilings. And you can throw the item wherever you want. But do keep in mind that the item will hit Raz eventually, causing it to break. And if you do throw it, it's going to be hard to catch it again, depending on the distance between you and Raz. So be careful which items you choose to hold, because they might break eventually. And another thing I want to show off, I can't show off with 100%, so I'm going to load another file to show off roll canceling. We use this very little in the run, but it's useful just to have another option if you are running out of cooldowns or you are not able to use your abilities, such as in the beginning of the run. Roll cancels basically use your attack and a roll, and if you attack during a roll and press roll again, you can chain these to get a little fast maneuver to just get around certain places. It's just a little rhythm to it. If you kind of do it too late, you can still get a roll, the dodge roll itself. So you don't really need to do it immediately. So you can do it as slow as you want, or if you kind of understand the timing, you can go pretty fast. But again, it is at a rhythm. So once you figured out that rhythm, it'll be much easier for you to roll around in certain places, just for those small spaces in the run where this is actually used. Very little usage, since we do have the Psyblasts and the prop flies, along with the surfing. So the main things you just want to kind of focus on are getting used to surfing. Surfing is useful if you are not comfortable with high hopping, and again, you do have a limit. So you can see now I have no cooldown, or yeah, I have a cooldown, and it does stop as soon as I do shoot, so keep that in mind. I usually just kind of combo a side hop into levitation. Sometimes it carries the speed, sometimes it doesn't, but if you do it early enough, you can kind of hold that speed for wherever place you choose to go. But yeah, that about covers most of the movement tech in this game. I hope you all learned a thing or two. Once again, I'll be trying to make a little bit more tutorials covering Psychonauts 2, possibly even updating some documents to help other runners. Definitely check out the runs. We're still finding new things. And there's still things to be found as well. This game is fairly new. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my streams when I do run. Be on my description, or you can search ItzBytez on Twitch. Check out the leaderboards on speedrun.com /Psychonauts_2, and join the Discord from there as well. There's a tiny icon of a little Discord logo, and if you click that, you'll be able to join the Speedrun Discord. If you do have questions, feel free to ask there. Feel free to ask in the comments down below as well. And yeah, thanks for watching.